Hello second grade. So today we're going to create 4 self-portraits showing 4 different emotions. And you can create your portraits realistically, you can create them more abstractly, or non-objectively. So realistic means it looks like you. Abstract means it looks like a person but doesn't really look like you. And then non-objective means something that doesn't really look like you, looks more like lines and colors. These kind of teeter and don't quite fall under non-objective, but they're more an abstract example of feelings. So I have surprised, happy, sad, and angry. So the way you're going to start is you're going to get 4 small pieces of paper, and I want you to write your name and the day you have art on all 4 papers. You're going to flip them over and you're going to draw your 4 portraits using pencil first. So I want these to fill the page, fill the paper up. And you can choose the 4 emotions that you like. So I'm doing a happy here, trying to make it more realistic where it looks like me. And then you're going to outline with Sharpie. And you're going to do this 4 different times. And then you're going to take your eraser and you're going to erase any pencil lines that you didn't trace over. Okay, so once you have it outlined with Sharpie and you've erased your pencil lines, then you can choose any drawing media of your choice to color this in. You can use crayon, colored pencil, marker, or oil pastel. And so I have some examples. They're all done in crayon, but I have some examples that might help you to give you some ideas for realistic, abstract, and non-objective. So here are my examples of fear. So that's my realistic example, my abstract example, because when I'm scared I don't really have a purple face, and then I put something that I'm scared of as kind of my non-objective. Now when you color these in, I want you to color them in completely. Don't leave a whole lot of white. White for the eyes, obviously, but choose to color them in completely. I also chose to use the colors from Inside Out that represent these feelings. So the scared feeling in Inside Out was purple, so I chose purple for my portraits. Now, you're not going to do 3 of the same feeling. I'm just showing you examples of each. So that was realistic, abstract, and non-objective for fear. Here's sad, realistic, abstract, realistic, because when I cry I don't really look up at the sky and my tears don't pop out of off my face. And then teardrops or rain coming from the sky for my non-objective. These are just examples. You do not have to do this many. Non-objective, happy, because when I listen to some of my favorite songs it makes me happy. Realistic, happy, and abstract, happy. I made my face yellow. It's not really yellow, so that's more abstract. And then I have my angry. So realistic angry, abstract angry, non-objective angry. It's kind of like a bomb. I was trying to make it look like it was exploding. Once you have your 4 portraits drawn and colored in completely, you're going to create picture frames for each one of the 4. So you need to choose 4 colored papers. I'm going to choose these 4. And then I have 2 picture frames to choose from. You can use each of these twice, or you can use one the whole time, completely up to you. But I'm going to show you how to save yourself a little bit of time. So take 2 papers, stack them neatly on top of each other. So I have the magenta under the blue. Then take your frame, lay it down in the middle, trace around it with your pencil, and keep the 2 papers together and cut out 2 at the same time. That's going to save you a little bit of time so that you don't have to cut all 4 frames individually. You can cut 2 out at the same time, saves you a little bit of time and a little bit of cutting. You recycle your scraps. So I'm going to take my other 2 frames, stack them neatly. I'm going to use the other frame, Trace around it with my pencil. Leave the paper stacked and cut. Recycle my scraps. And then I have, here are my 4 frames. So now I'm ready to glue my portraits down. So you're gonna take and flip over your portrait. Let's see, I'll choose a realistic mad. I'll choose non-objective happy, unrealistic sad, and abstract scared. So you're going to take these, flip them over, and you're going to put a frame of glue. And then you're going to glue this to the center of your frame. Nice and neat. Make sure they're not crooked. I did a little bit too much glue. It's squirting out the edges. So good thing about glue is it dries clear. So I'll just maybe get a paper towel and wipe a little bit of that away. I don't have a paper towel close, so I'm using a tissue. Please use a paper towel, not a tissue. Flip it over, frame of glue. And it might make sense to you to choose colors for your frames that match the color of the feeling. Or maybe you just want to use completely different colors for your frames. Make sure you're not gluing these crooked, like this. Line them up nice and straight. And then you're still not quite done. You have 1 or 2 last steps to do. You're going to then get yourself a black piece of paper. First thing you need to do with your pencil is write your name and the day you have art, day A, day B, day C, flip it over, and then you're going to glue these finished framed portraits showing emotion. You're going to glue them nice and straight. So these are kind of crooked and you want to space them out evenly. So take your time, space them out, make sure they all fit on here nicely. Now I've got the 2 frames that match here and the 2 frames. I don't like that, so I'm going to change and rotate so that I have 2 different frames up top and 2 different frames down the bottom. You may not, that may not matter to you. And then you're going to flip each one of these over, another frame of glue, and you're going to glue these neatly to the black paper. And then you are officially finished with your self-portraits that show feeling or emotion. You're going to take this paper with your name on the back and you're going to put this on the drying rack to dry. Good job, 2nd grade.